Boogie there. Good music, Rhino. Good Things wants to remind you there are some great things to do in Mississippi, plenty of events, unique places to visit. Go to visitmississippi.org to find out more. It is Friday on Good Things, which means we're finding out more about what's happening at the movies with Tanya. I saw you too. You did a little dance.
We throw it all out the window and just watch Grease.
They don't make them like they used to, do they?
I know. If I had a nickel for every minute I spent studying, I'm of the age that I actually had the album, and it was one that you opened and it had all pictures from the movie, and I studied it. I mean, I knew every detail of every picture.
I was at a spend the night party with a little girl's sleeping party over whenever the first time I watched Grease. I can't remember. I was probably my daughter's age, maybe a little bit older, and we were fascinated by their outfits and the dancing. Even then, even though it's probably a little more suggestive than our parents may have really picked up on, but we didn't think of any of that.
Went over our heads.
It was the music and the dancing and their outfits that even in the early 90s was still like, oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah. Such a great movie.
They really don't make them like they used to.
No, and that's probably what sparked my love for movie musicals. I mean, you just can't beat a good one.
You can't. But what is in the theaters now?
Yeah, and unfortunately, no new musicals this weekend. Unless if you want to go back and watch Sing 2 again.
It's still here, or they came back out?
They've re-released it with a sing-along, where they add the words to the bottom, and that's always fun when you have little kids because it's okay for them to jump around and sing. And so that is an option if you're in the mood for some music.
And to let your kids do something.
Yeah. And then there's another big movie this weekend for the kids, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This one, the first Sonic started off with a lot of controversy because everybody said he looked weird, something about his teeth. And so the studio went back, fixed that, and it turned out to be a pretty big hit. And I loved it. I thought it was really cute. I watched it with my then probably 11-year-old, and we both loved it. And so if you like that one, you're going to love this one. It picks up. Sonic is eager to begin his new life after, he was a hero in the first movie. But of course, Dr. Robotnik is back and causing trouble. And so he's got to enlist the help of his sidekick, Tails. And then the evil doctor also has a new sidekick, or new to the movie, Knuckles, and it's voiced by Idris Elba, who, just elevates anything he's involved with. He was the voice of the mean sea lion Fluke in Finding Dory. And that was one of the funniest things ever. But anyway, so bottom line on this one, if you like the first one, you're going to like this one. It's more of the same.
Is Sonic, I know it was a video game. I mean, but did it also come from a comic, Rhino? Would this be or is it?
Sonic was Sega's mascot game character in the early to mid 90s, and he had a cartoon, he had a comic line, but everything started with the video game.
With the video game. So the video game came first, and then it kind of spiraled from that, yeah.
Yeah, and it was so huge. I mean, I can remember everywhere you went.
Oh, I played it on my Sega.
Yeah.
He would ball up into a ball and go through his little coins. Yeah.
But yeah, so Jim Carrey is also back in this movie as the doctor, and he is so good in these. It's like he's always over the top anyway, so I think it's a lot of fun.
So what if you want to get away from your kids this weekend?
Well, if you want to get away from them, there's an adult movie, when I say adult meaning rated R, called Ambulance. And this one stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's kind of a mastermind crook, and his adopted brother has a wife who has a lot of medical issues, and he needs money fast to pay for her medical care to save her life. And he goes to Jake's character, his adopted brother, for help. And so Jake cuts him in on a bank heist. And so
things that would happen every day.
Yeah, just a typical Tuesday. And so anyway, it follows them a day in L.A. when they, rob this bank. And, of course, things go wrong. They hijack an ambulance as part of their escape plan. And little did they know there was an actual person in the ambulance who was a high-profile police officer. So they're trying to keep their hostages alive. They're trying to outrun the authorities and get a little money in the end.
Whoever did the screenplay for that, were you drunk?
I know. Well, I will say it's a Michael Bay production, and he's known for doing some crazy stuff.
Oh, I'm sure it all flows together, but it's when you're thinking it through.
Yeah, and it's long. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes, and I forgot to mention Sonic is also 2 hours, so your
That's a long one for a kid,
littles may not be able to hang in there. And then the other new big release this weekend is called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this is a movie about an aging Chinese immigrant who she's swept up in an insane adventure where she's having to save the world by exploring other universes that connect the lives of people around her. And she's kind of thrust into a lot of what-if scenarios about her own life, like, if she had done this, this might have happened. And it stars Michelle Yeoh, who we know her as, the martial arts expert. And it's just kind of fun to see her in a movie like this. To me, it's sort of like Inception meets Ghosts of Christmas Past or something like that, because, she's going and seeing different elements of her life, and she's just kind of swept up in all of these weird scenarios and just a lot of weird stuff. But it's one of those that, you really cannot daydream while you watch it. You got to pay attention. And it is also a long movie. I don't know what it is about this weekend, but everything's kind of long. This one's 2 hours and 12 minutes, and it is also rated R. So, definitely not one for the kids. And then the last one, if you want to, this one's PG-13, so your older kids you might want to take. But I briefly touched on, CODA won Best Picture at the Oscars, and so they've re-released it. So if you don't have Apple Plus at home, you can actually go to the theater and see it. And it's everywhere now. So now's your chance. And, I didn't know until I saw the movie. In fact, it was after I saw the movie. I was like, why did they call it CODA? I didn't know, but that stands for Child of Deaf Adults. And so it's a story of a girl who is the child of deaf adults. And she has one sibling who is also deaf. And they are fishermen and have a business that is being threatened. And she is trying to decide, do I stay with my family? Because her being the only one that could hear, she pretty much is the liaison between her family and authorities and business owners and everything around them that help support them. But she also has a dream to be a singer, and she's ready to go to college, and so she's torn about what to do. But it's a beautiful family story, and I loved it. I thought it was very good and definitely deserved the Oscar. So if
it's on my
missed
bucket list to see. Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Yeah, so you have a shot to see that one.
Again, someone mentioned Moonfall is a great movie.
Yeah, that's the one where they go into space to keep a meteor or whatever they were calling it from hitting the Earth or whatever.
Is it still in theaters?
Halle Berry. I think it is in some theaters. It's still out there.
And Rhett and Ridgeland, not sure which movie he was referring to. He said, but that's the one, the kid from Indiana Jones in it. He was also Data in Goonies.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's in that. Yeah.
Talk about who came up with the title. They were like, you know what? Everything, everywhere, all at once. That's the story of my life.
Yeah, I'm having to look down every time I say that because I can't remember that. That's too many words.
Someone got angry and said, let's just everything. It's everywhere.
And then The Lost City's still out there. It's been out a couple weeks with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum and Daniel Radcliffe. So
I've heard good things of friends getting out and going and seeing that. I've also heard it's a good girls' night out if you want to do that.
Yeah, the thing I love about it is Daniel Radcliffe is just taking roles that you would never think. I think of him as a prestigious English actor, but he takes all these fun parts too, which makes his career very fun to watch.
Well, life's too important to take so seriously all
That's
the time.
right.
So he should do it that way. All right. Well, lots to look forward to. I know there's more coming up, so we look forward to next week, Tanya. And you guys stick with us. We got a little bit more good things coming up next.